We are live. All right, Suzuki. Very nice. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and pick up where we started. So all the other videos, we pretty much did a valve adjustment, replaced the air filter, did an oil change filter, got the rear tire off, did an inspection. We ran a couple compression tests, checked the motor, and pretty much at this point now we're got the bike running. Oil level's pretty much set. Just want to get it back on both wheels so we can double check the oil level one more time. But now at this point right here, to finish this job, we need to go ahead and replace chain and sprocket. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to replace this chain guard, and we're also going to replace the rear brake pads as well as doing a fluid flush. So let's go ahead and get on it. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. It's kind of like a standard job, but let's see. Should I do... I think we're going to go ahead and start with the rear brake pads first. So I'm going to go ahead and prep that. That's something that can be done right now. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and... This is the rear brake master cylinder reservoir. And boom, there's the cup. All right, I like to finish this bad boy before it gets too dark. All right, very nice. Now another thing we're gonna do, got all these parts here. So we're gonna go ahead and chain. I think we can go ahead and temporarily place those up there. Let's see, so we're gonna focus, we got rear brake pads, gotta replace the seal. Let's go ahead and prep some of this stuff here. Good enough. Okay, so let's see here. I think this is pretty much... Yeah, this right here is done. Got Grant Maisie. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the chat. Let's see, we got this right here. I forget who this is from. One of those places on eBay. Let's see what they sent. Oh, I think it's time for a new razor blade. This is just really thick plastic. Jesus. Ooh, holy cow. Watch, it's freaking broken anyways. It looked good in the pictures, so we shall find out. I remember seeing that in the photos, but not a big deal. A little bit of super glue and whatever that says, but better than this one. This one right here is chewed up, bent. All right, let's go ahead and get those things off. See where we are at. Okay, very nice. Let's get in a little bit of prep. Get all that gunk and grease. Okay, let's go ahead and that looks clean enough for me. Do one of those. Kind of like multitasking right now. Rusty. All right, put a little bit of just put a little bit of throw the bolt somewhere. Hold on. All right. Corrosion's not too bad yet. This ought to keep it brand new. Okay, we'll go something like that. Okay, same thing on this side. All right. Okay, very nice. It's nicely lubed up. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. Going on, guys? Welcome to the chat. Nice of you to join us on this beautiful day here in Southern California, working on Suzuki motorcycles. And the goal is to get this thing done so we can go on a test ride here. Okay, so these brake pads aren't too bad, but the tire was put on and it's kind of hard to see, but they're a little uneven. Just a little bit. You can kind of tell one pad from the tire being pulled over to one side. I think it's this one right here. I think this pad right here is just a little thinner, noticeably thinner. I could tell with my eyeballs. Okay, cool. So, looking pretty good. Sometimes you might want to take a little bit of brake cleaner, but not necessary. Not too much corrosion. The reason why sometimes you don't want to put brake cleaner is you don't want to damage these seals here. You just got to be kind of careful on how you do it. You don't want to spray too much, because what it'll do is it'll cause the O-ring to swell, or the seal, and you could have brake fluid leaks. So let's see here. Kind of hold it in this down position so it kind of doesn't puddle. Okay, kind of careful. We're just trying to like blast the brake dust off the rattle spring. Maybe clean a little bit of the dirt off the piston, so when you push it back in, it doesn't pull a bunch of that dirt with it. It's pretty important. Sometimes if it feels like, it's been seasoned, we'll spray a little bit of oil on it. It's just kind of what you got to do. But not too bad. Wipe off a little bit of the corrosion. It's a sport bike, so you really don't want to put any grease or any oils for final assembly for the most part. You kind of want to put things dry. On my bikes, give or take, I'm not typically on my commuter bikes, since I'm not, doing them, tracking them or anything like that. And I pretty much rain, shine, snow, sand, dirt, doesn't matter. I'll typically put a little bit extra oils and greases on it just to kind of prevent things from kind of seizing up or, water and dirt getting to where I don't want it to be. So it all depends, but on a cleaner, newer bike like this, usually most of these parts, like brake pins and stuff like that, even though this has a decent amount of corrosion on it, it's still going to get installed dry. Now, my bike with a rear brake system of 70,000 miles, I might put just a little, very thin layer of anti-seize or grease, just because like the parts need to be replaced. But on something like this, not really quite necessary. Okay, then we'll go ahead and get that ready. Let's see. Okay, we'll need one of these. Okay, nice. And that's how I do that without making a mess. So we can see the pistons pretty much fully collapsed. Nice and clean, clean enough. So looks like these are EBCs too. Looks like the rear brake pads have already been replaced at some point. That's kind of interesting. Okay, boom. So that's pretty much that. Throw these away. So now we could pretty much bleed our rear brake system. And that's going to be this. Let's see here. Okay. And we can pretty much get ready to evac this fluid here. Evac it, throw a little bit of brake fluid. And go ahead and fire up the compressor really quick. All right. Okay. Go ahead and get a little bit of air hooked up. Should be good to go. So one other thing too that I like to do, probably help close this. Yep. $300 tool just for that. Ugh. No, not too bad. Relatively clean. All right, now at this point, just crack this bad boy open. Okay, we are set. So what I'm basically going to do is leave it right there. Okay. And what I will do, oh, this thing is dirty. Just gonna stick that on there temporarily. All right, shut off the air compressor. What did I do? Okay, so let's go ahead and get this back in. So let's see. We're not 100% finished with the rear brakes yet, but go ahead and torque that. You know what I like to do is just a little bit of grease. Okay, that's good. All right, so pretty much we're ready to put on our rear tire here. I think we're good on this. Probably move this out of the way for a little bit. Okay, we will come back to the rear brake. Let's go ahead and focus. Let's get this sprocket set up here. So it's supposed to be vortex. Pretty good. Looks like it's a little different than stamped. Does appear to be different manufacturing process. Laser cut. Steel laser cut. Interesting. It's a little bit different. Wonder how that holds up versus casted. But quality looks tits. Vortex sprockets. Always good stuff. All right. So this is what we're messing with. We need to replace this seal right here. Put that like that. Let's see. Should be good on this for a little bit. Okay. All right, looking nice and clean still. So what I'd like to do, this is what I'd like to do. I have to go get another soda. Let's go ahead and buzz these off. Okay. Sprockets irregularly worn. It's like worn on one side of the tooth more than the other from the tire not being put on correctly. Okay. So on this, I'm trying to think. Feels okay. Okay. Get all this, as much of the old grease out as we can. It's as good as it's going to get. The bearing still feels okay, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Looks like we may have caught it soon enough. Actually, okay. It's about as packed as it's going to get. Looking okay. Should do the trick. Should be good for about another 20-30,000 miles. Okay. Okay. I might need to go get my bearing and seal driver, BRB, one more time. Okay, we are back. That one should be fine. Okay. All right, next size up. All right, looks pretty good to me. So that's not supposed to look like that either. This was they forgot to put the wheel spacer in, so this was actually grinding on the swing arm here. But we should be good now. Let's see, kind of wipe these off. Okay. All right, all the dampeners are in there. Bam. Okay. No time. Ooh. Grab our sprocket. 43 teeth should be good. All right, perfect. And we're just going to make sure that the nuts are clean on the surface. If not, we'll spend all day cleaning this customer's bike. Okay. A little bit of light strength Loctite. Okay. Let's see. Go like this. Basically going to crisscross or star pattern. Okay, that should be it. All right, boom. So there we go. New sprocket, put the bolts on, new seal, grease the original wheel bearing. Should be good. That's a sealed type, so you don't need to have like any grease in there. Sometimes people grease the crap out of it. You're not supposed to. This is the one that's supposed to get greased. Okay. And here, see what this one looks like. This one's kind of nasty. I'm going to go ahead and replace those. Some used ones. Okay. Put a little bit of grease in here. This is just for the seal lips. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing on our new seal. Add a little bit of grease. Okay, very nice. Wipe off the extra. Alright, looks like the seal kind of got pushed in just a little bit, but should be okay. Still moves. Alright, and let's see, looks like, I believe we're ready to go ahead and put our tire in. We're going to wrap that old chain around, and let's see what I'm wondering actually. Yeah, I got to, we'll go ahead and install it temporarily, and then I have to cut it off, so we'll see how we can do that. Could probably try to cut it on the lower side. It's always a little tricky, but I like to use the chain to kind of assist with loosening up the front sprocket nut. So let's see here. We have new used parts. So basically this one right here, customer over tightened it and blew out the threads. Not super bad, but they're like, you could just see up close compared to, the threads are like flattened out on this one right here. So we got new nut, new axle. Let's see here. Yep, looks pretty good. Yep, perfect fit. Go ahead and lightly grease this. And I don't put the grease all the way down. I stop about an inch from the threads. And then about the same thing on this side. Usually put the block on first. And then kind of leave this little area right here, because that's on the swing arm. That technically doesn't need any grease. And this is mainly just to prevent corrosion. You don't need too much any more than that right there. You're kind of overdoing it. But okay. And then the main issue. Oh, don't want to forget this right here. We're going to have another main issue. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Now we didn't fuck anything up. Okay. Just a little bit of grease right here. And it's outside, so this is what they forgot to. They lost this when they were working on their bike. Okay, perfect. So basically, instead of having the spacer, they torqued the wheel and the swing arm. So hopefully the swing arm, it didn't look like the swing arm got damaged, but caused a little bit of wear, chain and sprocket damage, damaged the seal. But I mean, customer made it here, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. We're basically putting on new used parts. These are off of a low miles bike, so these are going to be better than what he has on his bike currently. All brand new components. Okay, so now let's see. And I forgot we have to replace that. So let's go ahead and do that really quick before I forget. I mean, it's technically kind of still good. It's just super broken, and it's okay. We got a better one now. Okay, so we're going to use that. A little bit of grease. And let's see, take our new LS2. Hopefully this works. I need a screwdriver. Let's see. There we go. Bam, perfect. That's what I was kind of hoping for. All right. It's a little bent, but probably still a little bit better than what it was. Okay. And we'll go ahead and double check the torque on that really quick. Okay. All right, boom. We're going to temporarily install this rear wheel. Hold on. Yeah. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay, very nice. Surprisingly went back in the way that it's supposed to. Let's see, and I think forget which way the axle goes in. I want to say it goes in from that side. I don't know. Let's take a look at my other jixer. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah. Well, what about this jixer? Yep. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Sweet. Look at that. Okay. Yep. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Kind of done with that. Let's see, front sprocket. Okay, here's all the original parts. Huh. Selling Sprocket, selling axle nuts like drugs here. Nice, very nice. I don't think we got it temporarily. Beautiful. Yep, perfect. The lock nut is locking. Okay. So that's pretty much, we got the let's see, new rear axles, all new components, grease, replace the seals, new brake pads, doing that fluid flush. We're looking pretty solid right now. That saw a drip there. Okay, so now let's see, we're gonna go ahead and do some front sprockets. Let's take a look. So this is a JT front sprocket, kind of similar to how an OEM one might be. It has the rubber dampeners on it, so it's going to kind of quiet chain slap. And this is a DID BX3 Gold. This is going to be like a higher quality chain. It's going to be able to handle hard riding for a 600cc bike. And we have a rivet style master link. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and buzz off this cover. So probably going to have to remove that 10 millimeter. And what I actually want to do, notice that it wasn't marked. There's no like little dimple or anything like that. But now there is. Perfect. I'll take that. Okay. So we have that out of the way. I forgot. I think I got to take this off right here. It's going to be the clutch arm. And there's a indication dot on this one right here. Okay, we could go ahead and leave that one kind of like that. Okay. Okay. So there's our sprocket. I think it was about that time. Found a leaf. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure those dowels are in there. Probably get that gunk around that one so our cover goes back on. So let's go ahead and double check that really quick. All right, nice. And we can grab our cover or oil pan here. Kind of put that right back there. That way all that gunk can just kind of be pushed. Okay, there we go. All right, very nice. So go ahead and use this is the speed sensor right here. Got that bad boy. Fuck, it might need some air. Oh yeah, no, it's pulling up against the. So the reason why I like leaving the chain, so you can see when I'm impacting it, instead of going up against transmission gears, when I leave it in neutral, it's pretty much just pulling up against the, putting all that force through the chain to the sprocket. All right, perfect. So pretty much at this point, probably going to take a break here right after this. Get ready for part 8. I'm going to cut the chain right now. See if I can carefully cut the chain. Let's see, how can I do that? I just do that. That's what I do. Let's see. It's the best way to do this carefully. Oh my god, I cut through the freaking motorcycle. Oh, I'm just kidding, guys. I didn't do that. All right. Oh, I can't jack up my hand. Let's see. Ugh. Okay. Bam. Okay, sweet. So I think that's it. Hands are kind of dirty. This front sprocket right here is pretty much toast. Yep. See that curve? See how it's curved like that? It's a pretty big curve towards the root on the bottom. So yeah, this one right here, it's junk. Okay, and on this one right here, we're gonna give it a sec because we'll be putting Loctite on it, but you have to torque it down, and I gotta go grab torque specs first. And the other thing is I seem to have misplaced my brake fluid in a can. I thought it was around here somewhere. Such a small shed, and still I somehow managed to misplace the smallest things. Oh wait, it was hiding. Oh yeah, I think it's definitely time for a soda break. Yep, that's gonna go like that. Okay, cool. Put that on there temporarily. Oh, you know what? I'm probably still gonna need this before I put it away, because I'm gonna have to more than likely cut the chain to size. Hold on. So let's go ahead and just mock up this chain. Make sure we're long enough. Oh no. Ugh. Oh. Is it going to be long enough? It should be. Oh, maybe I don't have to cut this one. Oh, that would be fucking awesome. Oh no, I don't think I gotta cut this one, guys. I think this one's gonna go right where it is right now. No, that's good. That's where that's gonna go. Once I torque it down, it'll be nice and tight. So that's legit. Okay, cool, cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll get some Loctite on that, some medium strength, high temp. Go ahead and torque that down after we get the chain put on. After that's torqued, get the cover, and then we can go ahead and put the bike back down on the ground, set the chain adjustment, the tension, torque our rear axle, and then do a final check on the rear brakes as far as setting the brake fluid level. And that should pretty much be it. This bike should be ready to go. Just got to put our gas tank back on, double check our oil and coolant levels, and pretty much we've done another major service on our customer's GSXR600. Pretty much done the flywheel, done the front forks, we've done the triple trees, air filter, spark plugs, valve adjustment, new chain sprockets, new rear brake pads, brake fluid, new seals, grease, things. Just a overall thorough inspection. So after kind of addressing all these things, due to the age of the bike's about 8, 9 years old now. So even though it has low miles, only 15,000 miles, you're going to kind of run into some of these issues just from, just time of it sitting or if it's been worked on incorrectly. But as long as the customer takes care of it, should be good for another 15,000 miles before another major service is typically needed. Which for him, he doesn't ride that often. So that'll probably be another 2, 3 years before, I'll be seeing it for another major service like this. So in the meantime, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and take a break, go get a soda, charge the phones, and then we will come back for part 8. And we're going to go ahead and finish up on the drive chain, setting that up, the tension, bolting everything down, and pretty much rock and roll. So if you guys just found me, new to this channel, pretty much do all sorts of vehicles, motorcycles, dirt bikes, ATVs, vehicles. Depends on what we get. We'll work on it. If it's cool and interesting, we'll do a live stream or maybe a more in-depth tutorial. But if not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can catch my random live streams, and hit those comment boxes. Give this video a thumbs up. Kind of helps keep it. We're kind of starting to get out there now and get a little bit more eyes on the channel, which is kind of cool. Good to have some people in the chat to share the experiences with, maybe help somebody. So other than that, guys, go ahead, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.